Good evening, and welcome to Live from Ponyboy. I'm Chad Whitehead, and wherever you're at tonight watching this stream, I hope you got a little bit of sunshine today. I hope you're checking on your people. And, well, I hope that before long we can do this live in person like we're used to. But until then, thanks for watching us on the internet. If you're tuning in tonight on Facebook or Twitter, do us a favor, show us some support, and share this feed real quick so that we can get these numbers up and support our artists and the music industry. This whole show is about support. Support for musicians, support for our techs who are working professionals who really can't do what they do without live music. So the easiest way you can support us tonight is to head to that web store, store.towertheaterokc.com. You'll find merch from our artists, merch from Tower Theater and Ponyboy. All those proceeds are going to go to help keep this thing afloat while for the live music industry to come back. Where I can learn to dance or learn to cook a fancy meal or meet other people in my neighborhood or maybe let my kids learn to garden, you need to check out 612. Thanks so much to them for their sponsorship of this show this evening. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. It is my pleasure to announce to you, to welcome you, my dear friend, Tyson Meade.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm really happy that everyone's tuned in and well, not much, but maybe I'll say something in a bit, but what you want to hear probably is a song. So here's a song called Loneliest China Place. Peking is the loneliest China place, and I think you never saw my face. But darling, when it comes around, please don't tear me down. No, don't throw me out. I believe your face is the loneliest China place. Sidewalks always staying straight, and small talk always makes me late. But darling, when it comes around, I'll tell you what I found. So don't tear me down, no, don't throw me out. It's all about your face, the loneliest China place, the loneliest China place. And I love your And darling, you say what you like, use me day and night. You talk by the light that tears me down. It always makes me leave, and when it comes around, you can start to breathe. Start to use your face, the loneliest China place, the loneliest China place, the loneliest China place. Darling, and darling, ooh, ah. And I'm acting like everyone's cheering and clapping and laughing and cheering and clapping and laughing. And here's Save Your Boyfriend Collides from Violent Religion, which I know is a lot of people's favorite record. So without further ado, here's Save Your Boyfriend Collides. I've got sunshine in the daytime, and it's all mine when you're here. And I feel like I've been alive a million years. I hear what all the people say. They say you want to go away. But jury, if you stay, you could save your boyfriend, 'cause he is so close to the end. And jury, when you say what you are doing, that is when I fall in love again. There's a million different feelings, and they all come down to me. Tell me about your history. Tell me, dearie, what am I to do? I can't love you if I love you. But dearie, if you stay, you could save your boyfriend, 'cause he is so close to the end. And dearie, when you say what you are doing, that is when I collide again. Woo! And dearie, if you stay, you can save your boyfriend, 'cause he is so close to the end. And dearie, when you say what you are doing, that is when I fall in love again. Thank you, everyone. But for some reason, I feel like I'm on an episode of Black Mirror, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm thinking it's just a thing. But before I go on, I want to thank Chad and everyone at Tower and Ponyboy for making this happen, and of course, Amy Young at 612 for supporting the arts, and thank you everyone for the Venmo tips. I really appreciate it. And of course, there are my paintings from the Violent Religion days. They were in consideration for the album art. But those are for sale in the store, and I think there's a few left, so if you like that sort of thing. So I know this is going to ring true for a lot of you, because I think everyone is feeling a little like a drugstore. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. A groovy new moon is here for you. Dangerous changes are coming too. I'm excited now. I'm excited now. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, yeah. Cover your face with the moon. Cover your eyes and your heart too. I'm excited now. I'm excited now. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, yeah. Pop, little baby, pop all night, popping like a truck stop, see all the lights. I feel like a drugstore, I feel alright. It's so sweet to see you, I'm stoned all night. Oh yeah. Pop, little baby, you know it's what I like. Somewhere in the outskirts, in the middle of the night. You know it's what I like now. You like it even more. Popping like a truck stop, I feel like a drugstore. Oh yeah. And that's for a little shout out to anyone out there who might need a woo. And if you need a woo, you can just get a hold of us here at the Tower Theater, because everybody's gonna need a woo woo. I think I need a woo. Does anybody need a woo? I need a woo. 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 If you need a woo, just let me know, and I'll give you a woo. But without further ado, this is called Sea Stones. she may be alright. Something to nail onto life. But I feel so strange tonight, like I just swallowed the tide. She turns out to be someone I never thought I would see. Asleep on the ocean, awake on the sea. I wish you would wake next to me. All our love is all alone. All our love is all alone. She says, I'm trying, I'm trying. What's wrong with me? It's like I'm drunk on the ocean, stoned on the sea. So why don't you say about over to me? It's like I'm drunk on the ocean, stoned on the sea. All our love is all allowed. All our love is all allowed. Walk softly sometimes. Meadow breaks like ice. Don't go out on a limb if you can't come back in. Walk softly sometimes. I wish you'd be mine. And if you stay, I won't be afraid. used to. Getting used. I'm getting used to you. Getting used to. I'm getting used to. Getting used. I'm getting used to you. Getting used to. I keep thinking there's going to be like thunderous applause, which is, I'm sure in your home you're applauding, and but it's a very odd sort of apocalyptic sort of situation, which is, going to inspire, I think, a lot of nightmares for me this evening. No, I'm joking. I won't have any nightmares, and you don't have any nightmares either. I'm totally joking. No one. We're everything is okay. I kind of feel like it's at the end of Animal Houses, and everybody's going, "Keep calm" during the parade when the death machine, that the frat that got kicked out of the fraternity. Came upon or made or whatever. If that didn't make any sense, I'm really sorry. So anyway, this is a song, an old, really old, like from the 80s. It's called "Watch the Hearts Break." From my band, The Finish. Just watch the hearts break, watch the hearts break. We wait and we watch as the new hearts get got, and we watch the hearts break, watch the hearts break. Crawl out of my head. Have you ever been there? She said she had, and she got scared. Listen to her lunatic laughter. She said she had, and I believe her. Watch the hearts break, watch the hearts break. Crawl out of my head. Have you ever been there? She said she had, and she got scared. Listen to her lunatic laughter. She said she had, and I believe her. Watch the hearts break. And we're all social distancing. I want everyone to know out in virtual TV, internet land, that we are all at least 6 feet apart. It's like being at a club in the 80s, kind of, where everyone was practicing social distancing then because we were all too cool to stand around each other. So I'd stand in this corner, Wayne Coyne would stand over in this corner. It was very social distanced back then. And now we're coming back around to a mandatory social distance, which everyone keep your distance, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, mercy. Well, there's this, I know there are like, and I can't even think, Renee Zellweger, whatever, however you want to say her name. Everybody can say her name however they want, because I know I'm not pronouncing it right. But she won, I think she won for Judy, which I haven't seen, which I need to see. But I wrote this decades ago about Dorothy and Judy merging, and Wizard of Oz and Tin Man. And it's called Dorothy's Last Fling. Dorothy said, Scarecrow, I like you the most. But it's time for me to go home. I can't stay high. I can't stay high. Dorothy said, Tin Man is like most men, made of all tin. And Judy's in trouble. Judy's in trouble. And if you see her, won't you tell her I love her? And if you see her, won't you tell her I love her? I feel so sleepy. Lay me down in a field of poppies. Poor dear Judy, lay down. She looks so lonely. Where is Mickey? You need a Mickey. Where's your Mickey? And Judy's in trouble. And if you see her, Judy's in trouble. Dorothy's last fling didn't mean anything except 2 drag queens in ball gowns. And Dorothy's last fling didn't mean anything except 2 drag queens in ball gowns. And Judy's in trouble. I'm not playing that one yet, but I'm thinking about it. But before I play that, I'll play this. This is called Really Gone. How can I see you when I can't even see straight? How can I see tomorrow when I can't see today? I'm gone. I'm really gone. I'm gone. really gone? And how can I talk to you when I'm so busy talking to myself? And how can I think about you when I can't think for myself? I'm gone. I'm really gone. I'm gone. I'm really gone. So I have a record that came out maybe a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago. Time doesn't matter. And it's called Robbing the Nuclear Family. And this is a song from that record. I'm trying to span my career of songs. So this is a newer song called Tiniest of Guys. Hey there, Tiny Meat. Don't take your girlfriend's seat on New Year's Eve. Her last boyfriend already took that. I didn't mean to make you laugh. And you're out wandering through the sky, the tiniest of guys, the tiniest of guys. Can't fly, they always fly. She looks at me, look at you, look at her, and you look at me, look at her, look at me. And you tell me everything, transsexual everything. Oh, how embarrassing for her. Now, for her. And still you're wondering about everything. How embarrassing for you now. For you now. Tiniest of guys, the tiniest of guys. Woo! So I got one more to play. I wrote this song when I was 22, and I didn't at the time think about the weight or whatever that it would carry through the years. Actually, Wayne Coyne was the first person who said, "Wow, that's a really great song." And then I forgot about it, and then the Lips covered it, which made me rethink about it. And so it's been with me for 30 odd years. And I'm glad it has. She's gone mad again. She does it silently. This was a pleasant place. For her and me to be. And she looks at me like I should know what to do, but I don't. She's gone mad again, and all of the feathers from a pillow fall on the floor. She's gone mad again. And does this mean she doesn't love me anymore? She's gone mad again. And if I could only help her find herself, then maybe we could go somewhere just to see. She's gone mad again, and all of the feathers from a pillow fall on the floor. She's gone mad again, and does this mean she doesn't love me anymore? Oh. She's gone mad. Again. She's gone mad. She's gone mad. Oh, again. She's gone mad. Oh, again. Thank you, everyone, for joining this bonanza shebang at Ponyboy Tower, and there will be an interview, and there will be I think there will be a bar tutorial. I think is happening, and thank you so much for all the tips and all the love, and just we're all in this together, and let's make this the best we can make it. Thank you so much, everyone.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to the live stream at Ponyboy. I really appreciate you all and all the support we've already received. Thanks for watching these artists, and thanks for taking time to come to another safety meeting. My name is Alex Larrea, and I'm to be up here making some drinks for you today. So our Venmo link for our bar staff on the tip pool this week is at the tip pool on Venmo. I really appreciate all the support last night. Let's try to keep that rolling in today. Our sponsors, we'll get right into it. Prairie Wolf, again, we're gonna talk about them. Really wonderful distillery based out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. First distilled spirits producer in Oklahoma. Been a big supporter of local music, been a really big supporter of us, so we wanted to send them up with some cocktails today. First, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about Obahoshi. It's a Seminole word for wolf. Very focused on art and adventure and playing around with new flavors and styles. This inland rum is built with sorghum, which is very unique to a rum. Most rums are produced from pure sugarcane or molasses to get their flavors. The Seminole tribe actually still produces sorghum syrup, and that is what Prairie Wolf uses to produce this really interesting and unique take on a rum. You wouldn't really figure that coming from Oklahoma. Extremely expressive banana, caramel, some really nice light, deep sugar tones coming from the actual sorghum itself. I'm gonna feature today a cocktail built by our bar manager here, Josiah Reeder. I'm sure plenty of you have had a drink served by him. He keeps coming up with these incredible cocktails, and we wanted to share this one for you as an early preview of our spring menu, which might end up being our summer menu at this point. But this cocktail is gonna be called astronaut juice. This is a rough take on Tang, which was originally created for the astronauts to drink up in outer space, dehydrated, just add water, etc. This one's going to be a little bit more complicated than just adding water, so we're going to walk you through it step by step. First up, we're going to add two different sweeteners. They look kind of similar in color. This one is passion fruit, made by Real Syrups, something you can order online pretty easily from Amazon or a lot of grocery stores. Really awesome shelf-stable syrup to keep at home. Making a homemade passion fruit syrup is very arduous. I wouldn't recommend it. You're welcome to use something like this. They have some really cool flavors as well, including dragon fruit and coconut, the endless array of flavors. The other thing we're using today is an apricot jam that's been turned into a syrup, kind of like we mentioned yesterday with the strawberry jam. You can lengthen any of your jams or preserves already in your cabinet with a little bit of water, and kind of gives them a consistency that's a little bit easier to pour. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with a little ½ ounce of the apricot today, and then we're gonna do another ½ ounce of this passion fruit syrup to kind of give us our sweetness backbone for astronaut juice. Now, well, like we mentioned yesterday with the Collins drinks, we're always going to want to balance off the sweetness with a little bit of sour. The sour that we're using today is some fresh squeezed lime juice. Really easy to get going at your house. If you're ever wondering why your cocktails are tasting a little off, my favorite beverage director, Bonnie Wilson, used to tell me just add a little 1/4 ounce of citrus and it tends to clear things right up. So In addition to the Obahoshi rum, we're also using Smith & Cross rum. This is a really common funky Jamaican pot-stilled rum that bartenders like to use to add a little bit of depth to their cocktails. So to not overpower the Obahoshi or the other flavors we have rolling, we're just going to use a light ½ ounce in there just to kind of support the funk that's already happening with the passion fruit and the natural flavors of the sorghum rum. Last but certainly not least, the star of the show, our Obahoshi sorghum rum. We're gonna add 1.5 ounces of that to make up the full body of the cocktail. Now, when you're making drinks at home, like I mentioned before, blenders, pitchers, shaker tins, mason jars, anything like that you can use to basically get a little bit of aeration and a little bit of dilution into the drink. So if you don't have shaker tins, I highly recommend visiting Barkeep OKC with Miss Julia McLitch. She's taking, hey, thank you guys, thank you. She's taking by appointment only meetings with people to help them get any kind of bitters, bar tools, anything like that you might need. She can set you up with a whole kit that'll be inexpensive, and you'll be able to recreate these cocktails exactly like we're making them here today. Have this really beautiful, bright orange color. We're gonna tuck a little lime wheel in there. I think the citrus balance is already there. That's a little trick we use as bartenders. If we give you a lime wheel, it's just to look pretty, and because we don't want you to mess with that acid balance at all. And we're gonna use a little bit of our fresh mint here as well. So there you have it by Mr. Josiah Reeder, our bar manager, astronaut juice. If you want me to run down any of those ingredients or you have questions about any of these drinks, please contact us, DM us. We're gonna start doing some recipe scrolls and stuff like that in the coming shows. So there's that. Now, I'd like to introduce you to one of our newest bartenders here at Ponyboy. His name is Hunter Needham. Really awesome hard worker. He used to sling drinks over at Gaiudi's. He's been with us for a little while now. He's one of the bartenders featured today on the tip pool. So Venmo at the tip pool, you'll be supporting him and our other bartenders that we're having on this weekend. So without further ado, I'd like to bring him on to introduce a classic cocktail. Take it away, Hunter.
Thank you, Alex. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a classic aviation. It's an older cocktail. It's a pre-prohibition cocktail, so we're gonna do a little bit of gin. Obviously, we're using Prairie Wolf. Nice green tea based gin. Some Luxardo. A little bit of lemon, and a little bit of creme de violet. So I enjoy this because I think it's a beautiful combination of aromatics and sweet. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of gin. I like a little heavy. You could also do 1.5 ounces or 1 ounce, whatever tickles your fancy. We're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of Luxardo Maraschino. Give that a little bit of sweetness to it. And then 3/4 of an ounce of lemon. Like he said before, Alex did. You always want to balance your sweet to tart ratio accordingly. And then for coloration and that extra little bit, you're going to do creme de violet. So we're going to do 1/4 ounce of that. That being said, this classic cocktail, it was created in 1916 by Hugo Inslin, whatever take you want to throw on his name. Light shake. Most people don't want to shake gin, but I think it's a proper take on this. He created this because he thought that it would be a sky blue color. So an aviation is sky blue, right? Beautiful coloration, beautiful pairing. Add a little bit of cherry, and you have exactly what you need. Cheers.
Awesome. All right, folks, there you have it. One of our original cocktails coming to a menu near you as soon as we can get back up and rolling, our Astronaut Juice by Mr. Josiah Reeder, and one of our featured classics, our Aviation for spring. Thank you again so much for tuning in to the live stream. I know the artists appreciate it. I've been really excited to see the overwhelming support from all the different parts of the community. I'm gonna have some more updates in these safety meeting features later about some efforts that our local United States Bartenders Guild chapter are working on to help provide food and a little bit of cash in some pockets that need it. Otherwise, keep trolling around on the internet. There's a lot of stuff going on. I know our sisters and brothers at Pump and Bunker down the street are running their live stream today with the House OKC. I know there's a lot of other bartenders in town working on stuff online because we miss you. We miss seeing everybody. So thank you for tuning in again today. Please hit that Venmo at the tip pool. Once again, my name is Alex. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to kick it back over to Chad and Tyson Meade for an interview, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Oh man, I love reading about how much everyone's loving those cocktail recipes from our bar staff. Make sure you hit them up on the Venmo virtual tip jar. Our service industry is really struggling. I think it's pretty obvious that everyone in our world is a little rocked right now, which is why it's great to have some semblance of normalcy, at least a concert, as much as we can create that environment. Thanks for playing along. Tyson, thank you so much for being here. That was so much fun. I'm claiming your woohoo as a blessing.
It is.
And I needed it. And
I think everybody needs a woo right now.
Thank you so much. I've been wondering, I've been very curious. I'm at home with a family and an 8-year-old. You live by yourself.
Uh-huh.
What's social distancing been like for you this last week?
It's odd because it's not the strange thing. It's not been that much different, but then when I maybe drive to a drive-through or something to get something to eat or whatever, I'll just notice like I live by the plaza and it's just dead. I mean, it's just dead, and it's really that's to see all the inactivity. I mean, I know it has to be this way for us to be safe, but it also it's just, I think, just seeing how it's affecting especially the service industry and musicians, obviously, and anyone who is making a living, which involves being around a lot of people,
Yeah.
So.
Do you fantasize about being around a bit more people, or are you pretty self-contained and happy to have the time to yourself?
I think a few people told me that this is supposed to be a time of reflection, because it's the new lunar year, and I feel like we're getting mandatory reflection right now, which
unless you have kids at home, and then
no
reflection time.
Exactly. There's some of us are getting to reflect, others are absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it's like this fantasy of what social isolation looks like for the other. If like you live by yourself, it's like, oh, I wish I were around more people. Or if you're in a small house with a child and 2 dogs, it's like, oh, I wish I could be in a cabin by myself. I just am curious about that.
No, I know you don't. I know what you're saying, but I actually, there's a few things that I've had to, that have changed. The friends that I have, a friend who comes over who has elderly parents, and he obviously can't come by my house, and no one is kind of like, I'm not socializing with anyone. I don't want to make that, but yeah, it is a little, I do look forward to when everyone can be with others again, and it just really also makes me realize how we take so much for granted, and just, I know it's corny to say, but just be really thankful for what you have and everything like that, and but I do really, my heart goes out to those who are affected, obviously, and that is a really sad thing, whether it's your wages or you're actually, obviously, if you're if you're sick, it's just a sad situation.
It's getting heavy. It's getting real. Who knew that normal would become such a fantasy for everyone the world over?
Yeah, exactly. It seems so, it's like when you see those post-apocalyptic movies, so this isn't post-apocalyptic, and people are like craving ice cream or something that that is long gone.
Yeah.
But at least you can still go out and get your ice cream. Don't social distance yourself to get it, but you can go get ice cream if you want ice cream.
Get it while you can. I wanna switch gears. For your career, as long as I've been tracking it, and in our friendship, which I just have to say, it feels really dumb to be seated 12 feet away from you right now.
I know.
I'd much rather be on a couch at a coffee shop like our normal.
Like our normal thing.
But we can adapt, and we're adapting. But you've always struck me as someone who knows what you are about, and you're very confident in that. Now, having not known you in your younger years and Chainsaw Kittens and kind of the entire arc of your career, have you always had that strong sense of knowing what you're about and what you're confident in, or is that something you've had to grow into?
I think with me being in my band, having the band Chainsaw Kittens, and then the band before that, Defenestration, being in a band environment, you're much more confident because you're sort of in this like micro gang, and if everyone is, with you on the same page, then you have this confidence because you know, oh, well, these guys I'm playing with believe in me, even if, like with Defenestration, we started playing when we weren't even that good yet, but we practiced every night, and we were so driven that in a time when before bands were really getting record contracts and such, we got a record contract because with my partner Todd Walker, we were just so driven, and we just knew we had something. We didn't know what it translated into, but we knew we had something different, I think, from the get-go, because we didn't really play clubs, but we'd play these big house parties, and 200 people would show up, and it would just be nuts, and it was kind of this magical time. So that boosted my confidence before anyone really even knew who we were outside of like Norman or whatever,
Yeah. So that's the music side. Talk a little bit about the art side, which, by the way, all of your paintings except for one
all of my paintings
sold except for one. So if you want to grab the last one, store.towertheaterokc.com. I would go right now. Make sure you snag one of the last originals that was the inspiration behind the album art.
For a Violent Religion. Let me mess it up.
Violent Religion.
Violent Religion, 30 years ago, believe it or not.
I love that you still have those. Okay.
Oh, well, they're all gone.
It's all sold.
Sorry. I mean, thank you. Sorry for those who didn't get one, but thank you, everyone who bought one.
It's incredible.
They're very special to me. I was going to say about this artwork, all of these that you're getting, all of the people who bought these are getting what I was under consideration for Violent Religion. You saw earlier the Violent Religion album, which actually happened to belong to my dad. He would go and buy my albums.
The unopened copy.
He would never play them, but he would go and buy them and tell whoever was in listening range, that's my son makes records. And so I have that record of his that I've kept, but the artwork from the Violent Religion album, all of these paintings were in consideration for the cover until we figured out which one worked best on the actual, but they were all you're getting a piece of what was going through my mind when we were making Violent Religion, and when I was coming up with the concept for Violent Religion, and when I was kind of losing my mind because Defenestration had just broke up and Chainsaw Kitten started, and a lot of the songs are basically me trying to not have a mental breakdown.
Yeah. So that was a few years ago.
Yes.
Looking more towards the present, you're still very active as a musician and as an artist.
Yes, absolutely.
You want to tee up a little bit of that for those people who are watching on the stream?
Yeah, right. You know, I do love painting. As for Violent Religion, for that time period, I had the idea for the cover, and I didn't really think of myself as a painter, but now I've sold several big, large-scale abstract paintings, and I'm very proud that I'm able to make a living painting and doing music. And I just feel very fortunate that history has been very kind to my name and to the kitten's name, and Oklahoma especially has been very kind to me, and I appreciate that, because there's so many people here that are so supportive, and like Tower and Ponyboy and 612 and of course the Spy, Ferris at the Spy, and Oklahoma Rock Show, all these places that were not in place when I first started out, and now we have this really great little, I don't know if you'd call it a network, but a scene that is really primed and ready for bands like Broncho and Helen Kelter Skelter and Skating Polly and whoever is and I'm sorry if I miss anyone, because there's so many. I love so many of the bands that are coming out. You know.
Yeah. You know, you said support, and this whole thing is about support. So Tyson's paintings are all sold out. That's an incredible boost of support to an artist
so
right now.
awesome.
That's gone, but if we can throw that Venmo back up on the screen, if you're a big Tyson fan and you love what he has done, but also what he is doing and what he means to the music world and to the art world and to Oklahoma and all the places. I mean, you've lived in China, New York, everywhere. You can donate directly to Tyson Meade. Another way you can support live music, if you a lot of people have been commenting, gosh, these feeds look and sound so great. And the reason for that is that we have some of the most incredible technicians in the city, and their jobs are to make things sound and look great. And every time you come to a show at Tower Theater or Ponyboy and you have that world-class experience, it's that team of people. And so anything you can do to support Tower and Ponyboy right now, the way to do that is just through the merch store. Staff afloat while we kind of sit out this outage. We're not going away. We just we're on the shelf for a bit. So anything you can do, we really appreciate that support. Another huge piece of support, and I just can't say it enough, is 612. Thank you for underwriting tonight's episode. If you have ever wondered what is the most magical place in Oklahoma City, head into the Paseo and check out 612. Whether it's the gardening classes or the kids camps in the summer or the cooking classes or the dance classes, or just stopping in there because you're having a dark day, 612 is that magical place. I could not be more grateful for Amy, for her support of the arts, for 612 and all the things they do in our community. It's so robust what they're offering on just a shoestring budget, and so gracious of them to sponsor your episode tonight. It's just all about support. And this is, for those of you not watching in Oklahoma City, this is the Oklahoma standard.
Yes.
We rally around each other.
Yes, absolutely.
We support each other.
Yes.
If you've read The Grapes of Wrath, Steinbeck was not from Oklahoma, but he really dialed into the heartbeat of what it means to be from Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
You wanna speak on that? You yourself are from Bartlesville. You know it better than I do.
I would like to say that being from Oklahoma and Bartlesville in particular, I get so much support from moral support and just love from Bartlesville and the people that have, well, all over Oklahoma. I feel like I get just a lot of love, basically, and it means so much because in other places, and I don't need to name any names. There's not that sort of come togetherness where, like I love going out and seeing new bands and helping new bands, and if I can, or doing whatever, because that's just sort of how we are here. I think supportive of each other.
I've come to appreciate it in my 6 years of living in Oklahoma, and I'm not leaving, man. That Oklahoma Standard is real. I got to wrap this up, but I just want to thank you again so much for being my friend, but also for being here tonight. I'm so happy that everyone out there is just scooped up all your art,
I know,
and it's a
I'm
wonderful
like
way. It's a heavy time right now, and today I think with the rain pounding on the roof as your episode is streaming, it's just a heavy time, and it's important that we find ways to encourage each other, that we find glimmers of hope. We are going to make it through this, but we're still at the beginning of this season, and so it's heavy. And so thanks for being here, Tyson. Thank you for streaming, for watching this tonight. Thanks to 612. Thanks for our crew who is just working so hard to try to do something creative and something positive for the world. We will be back tomorrow night, Sunday night at 8 p.m. Grayson Chance is going to be here performing live with his piano. It is going to be massive. And we really haven't rolled this out a whole lot, but I just want to let you know, thanks to generous underwriting from businesses in Oklahoma, we have 12 to 16 more episodes that we're ready to roll out live every Thursday through Sunday for the next month or so. So as long as everything holds and everyone stays healthy, you can count on that. And we're going to keep counting on you, because that's the way we're going to get through this together. Tough times don't last, but tough folks do. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Thank you.